Good day. This is Daniel Krisafi. For this third audio presentation, I'd like to put emphasis on supplements that can help to increase immunity. We'll be talking about vitamins and minerals specifically during our fifth audio presentation. Today we'll talk about certain specific supplements that are either herbal supplements or nutraceuticals. Now the question you might have is, why should we supplement the diet? Well, there's a lot of reasons why we should. First of all, the foods we have today don't have the nutritional value that they had in the past. One study, for example, that was mandated by the World Health Organization suggested that levels of magnesium in our food was so depleted that it was becoming an urgent crisis. Research has shown, for example, that the level of magnesium in vegetables has dropped by as much as 82 to 90% in our food. So the foods don't have the value, the nutritional value that they did for a variety of reasons, for pollution, acid rain, the fact that we now get foods that come from 2,000 or 3,000 miles away or kilometers away, and so there's a loss during transport, handling, and so on. Secondly, we're challenged by aggressors that are uncontrollable. And by aggressors I mean pollutants, whether they're pollutants from the atmosphere or a variety of chemical residues that are present in the water we drink and the food we eat. We've seen recently, for example, that the average individual consumes about 190 or 100,000 microparticles of plastic a year. Plastic pollutants are not only present in the ocean, they're present in the fish we eat, they're present in the water we drink, and so on. So we are in contact with these aggressors. These are substances that didn't exist 100 years ago. We don't have specific mechanisms to break them down, and we do need extra help because they are a further charge on our body. We need extra help to be able to deal with them. The third is that immune challenges are increasing at a very, very rapid rhythm. As a matter of fact, they may be increasing at a rhythm that is greater than our capacity to adapt. Secondly, within this category, or within this third category, we now know that we can't produce a vaccine or medication for some of these new, rapidly evolving microorganisms very quickly. So we may end up with a microorganism in our environment that we haven't had in the past. We aren't immune to it, and yet we can't produce a vaccine or a drug for another 6 months, a year, 18 months, and so on. So we have to increase our immune system's capacity, our immune system's strength, to be able to deal as well as it can with these new aggressors, these new situations, these new challenges. Now, of course, supplementation doesn't replace the need to have a healthy diet, a healthy lifestyle, to rest, to exercise. But it does supplement those factors. That's why we use the term supplement very effectively. The first supplement I'd like to talk about when it comes to immunity, and probably and by far the most important, is what is called aged garlic extract. So a large part of this audio presentation will concentrate on aged garlic extract for very obvious reasons. There's over 750 studies that have been published regarding the effects of aged garlic extract on immunity, on cardiovascular health, and because of that, we know that aged garlic extract is, without doubt, the most research and validated, scientifically validated supplement available. So what is aged garlic extract? Well, aged garlic extract was developed in Japan by Dr. Eugene Schnell, a German physician, and it was financed by a Japanese banker, Manji Wakunaga, and it was first brought onto the market commercially in around the middle of the 1950s. Now, what is it? Well, aged garlic extract is organic garlic that has been aged naturally for 20 to 21 months. And this aging process changes the chemical structure of garlic in a very positive and enhancing way. It's like the difference between, well, grapes or grape juice and red wine. The aging process does have an impact in changing the structure, the chemical structures in the food. So first of all, aged garlic extract doesn't have the characteristic garlic odor or after odor, and it doesn't irritate the gastrointestinal tube. Now, it's not just odorless. It's much more than that. There are odorless garlics on the market that just don't have the odor for a variety of reasons, including the fact that they've been enteric coated. Aged garlic extract doesn't have the odor because the odor causing chemicals have been transformed during the aging process. So during the aging process, new components, new substances are produced naturally, which make aged garlic extract very, very different from food as garlic food or from other garlic supplements. It's very safe for small children, it's safe for adults, of course, and it's safe for the elderly. Its positive effects on human health have been highlighted by research done in Japan, in Germany, for example, at the University of Munich, in the United States, the University of California at Berkeley, Loma Linda University in Florida, or actually in California, and the University of Gainesville in Florida as well, among many others. A study, for example, by Dr. Percival at the University of Florida at Gainesville showed that aged garlic extract increased the production of natural killer cells and gamma delta T lymphocytes and reduced the severity and duration of colds and flu. Now, natural killer cells and gamma delta T lymphocytes are the ones that have a role to play in fighting virtually all viruses in the body. And in another study, and this one is a 2006 study published in the Journal of Nutrition, and I quote here, in people with inoperable colorectal, liver, and pancreatic cancer, immune activity improved after they took aged garlic extract. End of quote. Now, I'm not suggesting that aged garlic extract is a treatment or a guaranteed prevention against cancer, but what I'm saying is, if it's helped people who've had inoperable cancers and who are therefore very immune compromised, we can be sure it's going to help Mr. and Mrs. Everybody who have major challenges or even minor challenges when it comes to immune function. So aged garlic extract would definitely be the most important nutrient. It's called AGE, and it is available at our clinic. Echinacea is another herbal remedy that has been shown to be very, very effective. It's very well known, of course. Native Americans used it, especially those in the Great Plains, used it, among other things, as an antidote for snake venom. And it became very popular in Europe, in great part thanks to work from German ethnobotanists and popular education that was given by Dr. Alfred Vogel from Switzerland. So echinacea is used to combat infections, particularly infections of the respiratory tract and particularly of the upper respiratory tract. It is a support and a treatment to help to reduce the symptoms of the infections and to help to prevent the infection itself, particularly the cold and the flu. The World Health Organization has stated that the effectiveness of echinacea as a stimulator of the immune system has been demonstrated by over 350 scientific studies in the past 50 years. And that's one of the reasons why two of our products, DC-14 and DC-55, have echinacea as their major ingredient. It has very, very important immune-enhancing effects. Probiotics. Well, we know that probiotics play a key role in immunity. Health does begin in the colon, and as a matter of fact, a naturopath decades ago once said that the intestinal tract is the antechamber of the immune system. Now, we didn't know as much about the intestinal tract at that time. Today we know, for example, that about 80-90% of serotonin is produced in the digestive tract. Serotonin, which helps to relax, sleep, plays a role in the perception of pain. And research does show that when these good bacteria in the gut, or when the microflora or the microbiota has been affected, either by the use of antibiotics, the consumption of alcohol, or by stress, that the immune system can be affected, and it can even affect the production of serotonin. So probiotics would be very, very important as well. Now, quercetin is interesting. Quercetin is a naturally occurring flavonoid. It's found in red onions, among others, and it's been shown to have excellent antiviral effects. In the early 1990s, researchers were able to demonstrate that this flavonoid increases immunity naturally. And more recent studies have confirmed that quercetin does have important antiviral effects. So, without minimizing the importance of diet and exercise, rest, and the psycho-spiritual balance, these supplements do help us to give us a little extra today. And what's important to bear in mind is that bacteria and viruses have never been able to develop resistant strains to the immune system's capacity. They don't develop strains that can offset our immune system strength. They may be stronger than our immune system if our immune system is weak, but they have never been able to offset the immune system's capacity. So I think it's very, very important to bear in mind that we need to increase our immune system strength as much as possible. We need to do it intelligently, and we need to do it as effectively as we can. If you know someone who might be interested by these information bulletins, share them with that person. Encourage them to subscribe to our newsletter in order to receive them regularly. Thank you for listening.